Hi, welcome to your practice. Let's start lying down today. We'll get that body a little more grounded and that mind a little more free. Beginning on your back and taking a few breaths. Simply arriving. If there's any low back pain, bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your sticky mat and knock the knees in. Maybe taking the next exhale out the mouth. As you're ready, hugging both knees into the chest on your exhale. On your inhale, let the knees float up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, squeezing in. A couple more breaths like this. As you're ready to go further, on your inhale, hug one knee in, extend the other leg. On your exhale, arrive in the pose. On your inhale, switch. Feel free to bring the foot flat to the floor instead of extending out. Couple more breaths. Inhaling to switch. Exhaling to really reach out the foot and hug the knee in. On your next exhale, hug both knees into the chest. On your inhale, open them wide like butterfly. Let the knees float towards the front of the mat. On your exhale, the knees come in towards the elbows and then together. On your inhale, open wide towards the front of the mat. And then start to let the hips move in different directions. Different directions at the same time. They might go forward or back. Maybe even start to allow the feet and ankles to move in different directions. You can release the hands if you'd like. Letting there be a little spontaneity and exploration in the hips. Although our mind likes to think we always know the answers, sometimes the answers are not in the mind, they're in the body, or even outside of us. On your next exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. And you can roll onto the side or rock and roll over the spine to come up to seated. Taking any comfortable seat, interlace the hands, flex the palms away from you, arms overhead. On your exhale, ground down into your seat. On your inhale, reach up through the palms of the hands, looking up. On your exhale, as you ground down, looking down. As you inhale, looking up. Watching yourself transition from looking up to looking down, feeling the engagement of the core, the grounding, and the space and freedom of the inhale. On your next exhale, bring the chin to neutral, releasing the hands. We'll gently twist towards our right. On your inhale, undo a little bit to feel yourself fill up. On your exhale, twisting deeper. One or two more times with your breath. Growing long on the inhale, twisting in on the exhale. Letting your gaze shift as you slightly undo and wind in. On your next inhale, come back to center. Interlace the hands, switch the lace so it's awkward. Turn the palms inside out, arms overhead. Ground down into your seat at the end of your exhale. On your inhale, reach through the base of the thumb and the pointer finger. On exhale, ground down, looking down, noticing your legs. On your inhale, let your gaze shift slowly up as you watch the reach. A couple more times, letting your gaze shift, inviting your mind to broaden and take more in. There's always different possibilities. On your next exhale, the chin comes back to neutral, releasing the hands as you twist towards your left. On your inhale, undoing a little. On your exhale, twist, checking out the view behind you As you inhale, checking out the view kind of in front of you. Noticing the different things in the room around you. As you inhale to undo a little bit and exhale to twist. We'll do a couple on your next inhale, coming back to center. And we'll do a couple wrist strengtheners. So come on to hands and knees. You'll make fists and put the thumb around on the outside. Rocking your fist forward and back. Forward and back. Conscious of the ground supporting you. And the strength building up in your wrists. Then we'll place the hands flat, wrists parallel with the front of the mat or slightly turned out. Lifting the wrist off the floor, keeping the knuckles grounded. On your exhale, grounding down. A couple more wrist push-ups. Feeling the ground support you, so your mind can possibly soften. The next time the hands come down will be the last. We'll come back up to any comfortable seat. Feel free to sit cross-legged if you'd prefer. You can always sit on something if you'd like. Reach your right hand out to the right. Bend the elbow, rotate it towards me, left arm overhead, palm face down. Soften the tongue in the mouth. Consciously let the bottom lip soften from the upper lip. Letting go. Surrender a little today if we can. Turning the hand palm face up. Reach the hand out and down to point at where the floor and the wall meet. Taking a few breaths here. And seeing if your awareness can actually shift to the whole back of your body. Notice if that shifts anything anywhere else. On your next inhale, let the left arm pull you up, rising back up. If you're sitting cross-legged, switch the cross of your legs. Bringing the left hand out to the left, grounded down, bend the elbow, turning it forward so the left shoulder softens. Right arm overhead, palm face down. You can shake the head out. You can squeeze and open the eyes, softening the face, letting the bottom lip soften from the upper lip. Staying in your side bend, turn the palm towards the ceiling and reach the hand out and down until where the fingers point at where the floor and the wall meet. Consciously soften the bottom lip from the upper lip. A little receiving. Let your mind's eye shift to the awareness of the entire back of the body. Notice if anything got more in line or more intense. If there's any shift as awareness shifts to the back of the body. On the next inhale, the right arm pulls you back up to center. We'll transition back to tabletop. Walking the knees back 6 to 8 inches for half plank or full plank. Lowering all the way down onto the mat. Reach back through the heels, lifting the knees, and then pointing the toes. Pull the shoulders away from the floor. Inhale into cobra. On exhale, lengthen as you lower. 2 more times. Letting your gaze follow the movement. So at the end of the movement, one more time, your gaze is on the grounding of the floor. Pull the shoulders away from the floor, push up through plank or half plank. Downward facing dog or half dog is always an option. Inhale onto your tippy toes and exhale, let the hips scoot back and up. 1 or 2 more times, lifting up to find more space. On your next exhale, forward into plank or half plank. On inhale, back to dog or half dog. 2 more times. Noticing the gaze shift from in front of you to down in between your feet. From slightly in front of the fingers in plank on the ground to between the feet and beyond in the dog. On exhale, lower to the knees. And I'll show you a quick demo. You'll do it with me. Bring your arms up into this position. And in between your hands, imagine there's a huge beach ball in between your forearms. And as you gently resist in on that imaginary beach ball, you'll feel the underarms get really strong. So when I refer to resistance, we'll be moving without any movement. It's actually isometric contraction. So let's set up in a half plank position, all of us. Push the floor away, resisting it away. Keep pushing the floor away as you come forward. Elbows squeeze in, coming forward. Keep pushing the floor away as you lower down, which will make it a little bit harder, or a lot, for a lot of us. Lift the knees, reach back through the heels, point the toes. Pull the shoulders away from the floor, push into the feet, and rise up into cobra. Push your hands down, resist them back, pull them back so you really get long as you lower. 2 more times. On your exhale, pushing down, pulling the hands back so one rib can telescope in front of the other. 1 more time. Feel the body support you as you expand. Hands stay under the shoulders, pull the shoulders away from the floor, push up through plank or half plank, downward facing dog. Push the hands down and forward, resist them down and forward to let the hips go up and back. If you hit too much resistance in the back, bend the knees. Push down and forward through the inner hands to lengthen up and back. On your next exhale, forward into plank. Resist the elbows in. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Taking 1 more breath there. And on your next exhale, stage 1 to hands and knees, stage 2 to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the left leg to the sky. On exhale, bring it through to a low lunge. Right knee goes down, rising up. Pulling the feet in towards each other so the hips grow strong, and then sending that strength out into the world. 2 more times like that. Pulling in to extend back out. Staying in the pose for a moment. On your next exhale, hands come down. Right hand to the block or the floor as you twist towards the front leg. Top hand can be to the waist or the sky. Pull your feet in towards each other. Resist them in so that the body and mind can open off that support. Lift the inner back thigh. Squeeze the front thigh in. On the next exhale, float the hand down. Try to silently pick up the foot and step it back. Feel free to lower to the knees, moving slightly forward. Elbows keep squeezing in as you push the floor away as you lower all the way down. Interlace the hands behind you. Bend the elbows, squeeze them together. Straighten the arms in your mouth. As you're ready, lift the wrists, lift the legs, lift the head. Locust pose, Shalabhasana. Squeeze the legs in towards each other. Imagine someone pulling your wrists back. Slightly tuck the chin. Let the jaw soften. And on exhale, release. Hands under the shoulders. Pull the shoulders away from the floor. Plank to half plank. Downward facing dog. Consider smiling. Notice if your gaze is fixed. Let it soften. Push your hands down and forward to let your hips move up and back. On the exhale, stage 1, lower to the knees. On inhale, stage 2, right leg to the sky. On exhale, bring it through. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. On inhale, pull the legs in towards each other. On exhale, extending out. 2 more times like that. Once you come into the pose, stay. Ground down into the feet. Let the jaw soften, accepting the support of the body. Gaze is soft. On the exhale, hands come down, left hand to the block or the floor. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee, twisting towards the front leg. And pull the legs in towards each other so that you can twist and move off that strength. Lift the inner back thigh, squeeze the front leg in towards the midline. Taking another breath so here, cycle or so here. On the next exhale, float the hand down. Try to silently lift the foot, stepping back, lowering all the way down. Push the floor away as you do so. Interlace the hands behind you. Switch the lace so it's awkward with your fingers. Bend the elbows, squeeze them together. Straightening the arms. On your inhale, lift knuckles, lift legs, lift the head. Locust pose. Squeeze the arms towards each other. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Let that strength remind you to slightly tuck the chin and to soften the gaze. The body is holding us up, not the will. On your next exhale, release. Take a cheek to the mat or the hands under the forehead. 1 or 2 extra cycles. Feeling the ground beneath you. Hands back under shoulders. Pull the shoulders away from the floor, plank or half plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale onto tippy toes. On exhale, step or jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway for length, low back goes in and up. On exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. On your exhale, engage your core a little bit to fold. One more time, letting your gaze slightly look up and either closing the eyes or looking through the legs past the feet. Hands to the waist or arms sweeping as you rise all the way up. Hands come back through heart center, reminding us of the strength of our core and the support of our legs. Releasing the hands. Inhale the arms up. Stage 1, hands will be to the hips. On exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Coming into the pose. Squeeze the legs in like you have a block between them. Push stronger into the feet. Soften the tongue in the mouth. Feel the legs squeezing to support you staying upright. Let the gaze be soft. Even open the eyes really wide and squeeze them really tight. 2 more times. Open really wide. Squeeze really tight. Open really wide. 1 perspective. Squeeze really tight. On your next inhale, rising up. And then wiggle down. Inhale up. Exhale, crazy wiggle down. 2 more times. Making noises is totally okay. Rising back up, hands come back through center. Releasing the hands, recognizing the support beneath you so you can surrender to it. Right foot back wide for warrior 2. Bending into the front knee over the middle toes, ankle and knee in line, hands to the waist or arms to the side. Maybe gazing forward. If you gaze forward, let your eyes drift way past your finger, off into space, into the unknown. Letting the unknown be okay. On your exhale, engage the core and ground into both legs and feet, so that unknown feels safe. If you need a break, go ahead and straighten the front leg. As you're ready, elbow to knee or hand to the actually, let's bring the hand to the floor, the block inside the leg for extended side angle. Top hand waist sky or overhead, palm face down. Push the leg into the arm into the leg to let the body open off that support. Gaze can be wherever you'd like. And then let your awareness drift towards the back of your body. And notice how that shifts how you feel in your body or where your mind is. One more breath there. On your exhale, cartwheeling the hands down, lift the back heel. Stage 1, we'll step halfway forward first. Stage 2, we'll step all the way to the outside of the front hand. Hands to the thighs. Inhale halfway. Notice your perspective change. Exhale, fold. Hands come anywhere inside the legs. They can be on blocks. And on your exhale, ground down. On your inhale, squeeze the legs into the arms into the legs as you straighten halfway. On exhale, bending down about a third of the way. On exhale, squeezing the legs in as you lift. 2 more times like that. On your next inhale, hands to the thighs. Inhale halfway for length, checking out your perspective. Exhale, folds. Push through the feet to rise up. Step the right foot back in, hands come up. On exhale, back to center. Stepping the left foot back wide for warrior 2. Bend the front knee over the middle toes, ankle and knee in line. Hands to the waist or arms to the sides. Let your gaze be off past your fingers. The end of your exhale, engage your core and let the weight go into both legs so that you're supported and gazing off into the unknown. Let your gaze be off in the distance like it's 1,000 miles away. Who knows where you'll go? If you need to straighten the front leg for a break, please feel free. When you're ready, ground through the outer back heel, lengthening forward, hand to the inside of the leg on the floor of the block. Top hand waist sky or overhead, palm face down. Push the leg into the arm into the leg to help your physical body open. Using the support of the body to let the mind go and receive. Receiving that support. Let your mind's eye drift to the back side of the body, bringing awareness to the back of the body. Notice your gaze. If it's sharp, soften it. Even consider closing the eyes. On your next exhale, cartwheel the hands down, lift the back heel, taking either a small step forward first or one giant step to the outside of the hand. Hands are inside the legs. On your exhale, ground down a little bit, bending the knees. On your inhale, legs squeeze into the arms into the legs. 2 more times. Notice if the eyes are fixed. Let the head move and the gaze move. 1 more time. I know that was more than 3. Hands to the thighs. Inhale halfway. Oh, hello. New perspective. Exhale, folds. Push through both feet to rise up, stepping the left foot back to neutral. Hands come back in. Releasing the hands and taking a moment to notice the strength of the legs and the possible softening of the mind. We'll be setting up with the feet all the way together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, squeezing the legs in as you lower, coming into twisted chair. Left hand can come to the elbow or left elbow to the right knee, hands in prayer. Push down into your forearm or your hand to lift the heart higher. Off that resistance, we twist and change. letting the physical strength of your body support the movement of your mind. Stage 1 will come to standing to transition first. Stage 2, push the leg into the arm into the leg to lift your left leg back into a twisted lunge. Again, push the elbow into the leg to lift the heart and twist. Pull the legs in towards each other, lift the inner thigh, soften the gaze. On your next inhale, undo, possibly quickly, and we'll transition into pigeon pose. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee, reach back through the heel, coming down. Pull the feet in towards each other strongly before you possibly expand off that strength. Letting the forehead rest on blocks or on the floor. And we'll invite the mantra, so hum. On your inhale, think so, coming into your mind, I. And on your exhale, think hum, am that. It's almost as if the inhale brings you into the ego, into the center of the mind. And your exhale, you merge with the rest of the world. Maybe your hands need to lower down and you need to soften your height on the prop. So, hum. I am that. That being so many possibilities. That being like so many other humans. I am bigger than myself, basically. Slowly walking the hands back under the shoulders. Stage 1, tuck the back toe, go through plank to dog. If you need a vinyasa, take it. Stage 2 will come out to the right side, bending the knee. Feel free to take your vinyasa, and we will meet in standing. Bringing the legs together as close as is comfortable. Stage 1, hands to the waist. Stage 2, arms to the sky. Squeezing the legs in as you come down into a twisting chair. Right hand can always come to the left thigh instead. Push the elbow into the leg to lift the heart higher and twist. Using the physical support of the body to allow our perspective to change. Taking a couple more moments here. Soften the tongue. Consider smiling and softening the gaze. Stage 1 will come to standing first to transition. Stage 2, press the leg into the arm into the leg, and step back into a high lunge. Pushing down into the elbow to lift higher in the heart and twist. Squeeze the legs in for strength. Lift the inner back thigh and notice if that changed your perception at all. On the next inhale, slowly unraveling, lowering the back knee. Coming into a pigeon pose. Pull the feet in towards each other, lengthening forward off of that strength. You can stack fists, you can use a block. Anything that works for you. Again, pull the feet in towards each other, feel that strength. So your mind can let go because your body's got you. Your mind can let go because your body's got you supported. On the inhale, so, and on the exhale, hum. I am that. I am bigger than the chaos in my head. So, hum. There is me. And there is everything that I am part of. Slowly walking the hands back under the shoulders, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, downward facing dog. You can always bail to the left side, bending the right knee to come out. As you're ready, we'll lower onto our knees or meet on our knees. Some of us might need 2 blocks handy for half Hanuman or a runner's lunge. Bringing the left foot forward. Hands can be to the blocks or the floor. Push down into your front heel, pull it back towards you. That rounds your low back. So on your inhale, let your low back lift in and up. Let your gaze shift. On your exhale, folding. Maybe you lower the blocks, maybe then the hands come to the floor. On your inhale, so. On your exhale, hum. Tongue is soft in the mouth. The physical body squeezing in to support the release of the mind. On your next inhale, feel free to use the blocks to help you back up. Bring that left knee in. Turn the right foot out to the right a little bit and sit down onto your bottom or onto blocks. Left foot, stage 1 to the inside of the leg, stage 2 to the outside. Left hand behind you. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to twist. On your inhale, unwind, getting tall, thinking so, I am. Exhale, that. Each time, let the possibility of what you are broaden. Even if it seems ridiculous. One more time. I am what I see. So hum. On your next inhale, slowly unwinding back to center. Undo the legs. Left leg goes forward. Right foot comes into tree position. Feel free to sit on something or grab onto the buttocks, spreading them wide. Hands can come behind you for support. Left foot is engaged as if you're standing on it. Push down into the floor as you inhale. Let your gaze shift up. I am. On your exhale, bow. Hum. Can grab onto a block if the floor is far away. Inhale, so. Exhales, hum. Squeezing the legs in towards each other. That might shift your hips. You might need to inhale halfway off that shift. Because so hum, what we are shifts with our perspective. So hum on exhale. Really, so hum is relating to I am that of the universe or of consciousness. However, it can help shift our minds is helpful to us. As you're ready, walking your hands back under your shoulders. Weight the left side as you unravel. We'll transition back to kneeling for runner's lunge on the opposite side. Right foot forward. Push down into the floor with your front heel. Pull it back towards you. Feel that resistance build up in your low back. Inhale that in and up, letting it shift. On exhale, hum. Walking the hands wherever they come. One more time. Inhale, so. I am that. Soften the tongue in the mouth. A couple more breaths. Let your mind's eye see the back of your body as you are so humming on your breath. Walking the hands back in under you to come up. Bend the front knee, bringing the foot flat. Left foot comes out to the side so that you'll sit down either onto the block or onto the ground. Right foot comes in front of you, stage 1 to the inside of the leg, stage 2 to the out. Right hand behind you, inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. Inhale as you come back to your center, that's the I. As you exhale, hum, the perspective broadens. Feeling the pressure of the arm one more time. The legs squeezing in, the arm pressing into the legs to support your expansion. On the next inhale, unravel. Extending the right leg, left foot comes into tree pose, Janu Shirshasana. You can manually move the flesh from underneath your buttocks. Right foot stays strongly engaged. Push down into your hands to let your low back lift in and up. On your exhale, hum. On your inhale, I. On your exhale, and that. So, hum. If your mind is really stuck in the so, hum, isn't letting your awareness broaden, bring the awareness to the back of the body, and that may shift your pose or your perspective. One more moment here. Soften the tongue and the mouth, bringing the hands under the shoulders to help support your left. Help your left knee up. You might need to scooch forward on your mat. We'll meet on our backs. Setting up with the feet as wide as the sticky mat, 2 feet from the bottom, arms into a T. On your exhale, let both knees drift over towards the left side. Letting your left ankle come over your knee if you have further to go, and use your ankle to draw your thigh forward towards your knee, not towards the floor, although that may happen as a result. Your mind may be softening. I encourage you to close the eyes. Releasing the left foot down, bringing the legs back to center, knees up, and then opposite side, both legs drift towards the right side. If you have further to go, right ankle over the left knee, drawing the thigh forward. You may still be so humming. Or you may let your mind expand to all the possibilities of what you are. Even I am my legs. I am a friend. I am a daughter. I am a partner. The possibilities of what we are is only limited to our mind. Releasing the right leg, bringing the legs back up to center. Bring the knees and ankles back to neutral. Grab onto a block, push into the feet, and inhale, lift up for a mini bridge. On your exhale, lowering down. 2 more times, have a block handy. The next time you come up, you'll stay up, placing the block on its sacrum on any height underneath. Letting the hands be palm face up, the heart open. Push into the feet. Let the block support you. The eyes close. And the mind soften. Letting the mind's awareness drift towards the entire back of the body and under the soles of the feet. Pushing into the feet on an inhale to come off your block, lowering down. And if any other movements you need before Shavasana, you might be ready. You might need to take the knees in and do a hugging in, or take happy baby. If you need to take a twist, feel free. But do something symmetrical before we meet in Shavasana. As you arrive in Shavasana, letting the body feel heavier and heavier with each exhale. With each exhale, letting the mind's grip on what it wants or what it needs or what it thinks soften. As you slowly drift into Shavasana, the body is heavy and supported by the ground, so that inside the brain can be spacious and light without worry. The body is supporting us. The ground is supporting us, so that we can be light and spacious in our skull. Gently beginning to bring awareness back into the breath. And eventually into the body. Inviting any movements you'd like back into the body. As you're ready, bend both knees, rolling onto your right side for a few complete and luxurious breaths on your side. Using both hands to push yourself up to any comfortable seated position. If your knees are higher than your hips, or you have a hard time getting your spine straight, I encourage you to sit on something. Letting the hands rest on the thighs, palm face down. Closing the eyes at the end of the exhale, ground down into your seat so that you can rebound through each vertebrae, finding space and freedom in the mind. On your exhales, feeling that stability, that grounding, to allow freedom to rise up into the mind. Keeping the hands anywhere that's comfortable or bringing them to Anjali Mudra at heart center. May their seeds be seeds of peace, and may all beings be at peace. Namaste.